Hey guys, welcome back to another Jurassic World Mattel toy review. We are back at it again with the last three figures in the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 30th anniversary 93 classic figure line. Finally, the T-Rex that I pre-ordered has arrived, which already that's one thing I was really anticipating on. But before we take a look at that, take a look at what came in the mail today, which is the Jurassic Park, Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ian Malcolm Tactical Claw and Glider Escape packs, both same-day delivery at Target. So this was a lifesaver and a time saver. I'm so excited to look at these figures. It's just so dang exciting. Just look at the packages on these figures. I really love that 90s aesthetic. Really good homage to the original 90s toy line. It just looks so dang cool and so dang vibrant as well, with Ian Malcolm and Dr. Grant trying to track down the dinosaurs they're looking for alongside the baby dinosaurs in the background or in the foreground, whatever the heck you want to call it. But again, just overall, very nice aesthetic on both of these toys. Just really loving them. And on the side, you get the Jurassic Park logo over there with the same aesthetic. Same on that side. Over here, just looking like the Kenner, it just looks very Kenner-esque. Like, it just looks almost dang near identical at this point. Nothing special on the bottom. But at the back, of course, you see their diorama images. Might not pick up too good on the camera considering how the backgrounds look, but at the same time, they do still look pretty nice looking at the back of these. Really love the way these packages look. I don't think I have to go into detail on how these look in general. I mean, I really love the aesthetic. That's all I can say about it. I don't have to go over too much on the whole back tap thing because we all know about that. But other than that, literally just so dang exciting. I'm going to go ahead and take these two out of the packages and then we'll take a closer look and also just do some more fun stuff with them. Okay, now that we got them all out the package, that was a lot to unpack and put together. How many times do I have to literally take out of breath and just straight up just say that I absolutely love these figures? I just really like how they look, aesthetically pleasing. Everything about them is exactly how I expect and how it should be. It's so dang fun to see that Mattel has finally made some Kenner-esque styled action figures, a little bit more than they did than just doing a few throwback figures here and there. They just went full on into it. And again, like when we reviewed the Explorer set, that set, it's just such a great freaking time to be excited for these figures. So whatever set to take a look at first, I've taken a look at both of them. So we're going to start off with the humans. Let's start off with Alan first because Alan Grant is one of my favorite characters, of course, and this figure is so dang good. Like, that likeness of Sam Neill right there is definitely one of the best mainline head sculpts for Sam Neill, and also, not to mention, just a great looking Alan Grant figure overall for what it is. Just the overall aesthetic looking almost like the Kenner version, a little bit with a few differences, of course, because it's obviously not almost the same figure in the 3¾ inch style. But again, just looking at that likeness, that is so Sam Neill right there. It looks just like him, and it's literally the best looking head sculpt for this line so far. It's funny that it's like different than the Hammond collection, Alan, but we'll get to that in the comparison, which is one of the fun things I wanted to do. He's got that really nice aesthetic, the shirt color almost looking identical. And I say almost, it's not entirely identical, but he does got a zipper attached to this shirt this time, which is what I found pretty cool. The way his pants, his combat pants look like, the way his straps look. The one thing that stood out to me is like not only the color of his pants, but the way the straps and everything look. It's like they don't look almost like the Kenner version. I mean, it's inspired by it, but it doesn't look almost the same because it's obviously all one colored this time, just for the budget reasons, I guess, for saving up money on the paint and everything. But it would have been cool if the paint was resembling the original Kenner version just by the pants, like how they look, because they're a little bit of a different color. While the knee guards are obviously a lot more of a darker color, they should be, along with the belt and everything. But other than that, it's nicely detailed as well. Like, you can definitely see the detail popping through. There's also a strap detail there too. So it is nicely detailed, but it's not popping up fully, but it still looks nice. There's also a walkie-talkie on the back right there, but that looks really cool. Nice sculpted detailing on there. It's just really good looking. There's his boots down there. See how they look. Completely different boots than he usually wears. So of course he's really got that 90s aesthetic going for it. But again, easily one of the best Alan Grant figures in this line so far, and easily a really good figure because I really love the way he looks. That head sculpt, dang man, that definitely one of the better head sculpts for Alan Grant. We'll be comparing it to the original Legacy figure right here. I'm just gonna get him out to see in the comparison. It's like how far we've gotten from the Legacy line. I almost thought it looks identical to a little bit of degree, but nah, this is definitely a significant update over the Legacy version. Just imagining if this version was used on the Legacy figure, it would have been really cool. They're both equally fun figures, but yeah, I'm just gonna gravitate on this figure more. This one just looks way better. And then we got another Alan Grant to compare it to. Let's go ahead and get Hammond Collection Alan Grant. And I put the head without the hat back on because I just like this head a lot more. That one looks more like Sam Neill. So as you can see, it's like that's the comparison right there. Some people say that this don't look like Sam Neill that much, but I just say this head looks way more like him. Then we got another mainline Alan Grant, and this is from Dominion, which also does look pretty much like Sam Neill, at least for me. It doesn't look like it's popping up too much because of the hair color. And then here's the one that I recently reviewed, which is one of my favorite Alan figures of all time, of course. They actually kind of look similar, a little similar. Not the same, I guess. Maybe they do look the same and I'm just not noticing it. But like I said, my only complaint with this figure is the hat, really. It's like the hat doesn't look awfully right. I mean, if I had to go back in my review already because it's been a while, again, they almost look similar. It's just that Hammond Collection Alan looks a little softer. I don't know. But again, like this head sculpt right here for 93 Alan looks really good. So that's a comparison for that. That's all the Mattel figures we have for Alan to compare it to. Again, this is a great freaking figure. Just overall great figure with the same mainline aesthetics. Just overall amazing. And he comes with a lot of accessories we're going to go over. So he comes with his combat vest, which is something that he could obviously wear when I put it on him. Easily goes right onto him, pegging him in the back. There's the back right there. Again, it's also a nicely detailed vest, the way it looks. Yeah, it just looks really good with all the buckles and pockets and everything. Just looks really nicely detailed, especially on this camera. It also comes with weapons that are very 90s inspired with all the gimmicks and everything. It's supposed to be the tactical claw, as far as I'm concerned. So the way this weapon works is obviously when you just, it kind of a little bit like a Jurassic Park 3 gimmick thing with the Hasbro figures, where it's just you manipulate the weapon by just using your fingers to do this rather than a push button situation. But yeah, this is basically what it does. It does open up like this, it goes back and forth like this, but that's just the gimmick of the weapon. It's kind of a weak gimmick, but it's not entirely too terrible considering that the aesthetic of this weapon definitely does look really cool. Get a piece of hair out of there the way. Yeah, just looking at it from this kind of look, definitely looks really nice. And I really do like the colors they use for it. So it is a nice weapon, but it's not entirely an effective weapon in terms of play because you have to just constantly push it with your fingers. But this is the better weapon. This is, I'm assuming, a grapple hook launcher or something because it does look really cool and it's very bulky and big. And of course, this one has a push button mechanism. And also this part resembles a crossbow, which looks really cool. So of course, it works effectively with a wire attached to it. Launches out pretty good. Won't be able to lose it because it's attached. And you just slide it back in whenever you want to. Just an overall nice looking weapon. In fact, this is obviously the better weapon. And of course, I really do like the colors they use, especially for the grapple hook right here. It just looks really cool. So yeah, overall, this is actually the better weapon here, other than that tactical claw. Let's go take a look at the hatchling, the little baby green velociraptor that it comes with. It's nicely detailed for what it is. Sculpt-wise, it looks pretty cool. Paint-wise, it's minimum, but it does the job, and it just looks really cute a little bit. Overall, I don't have much to say about this, but it's just an overall nice looking raptor, and plus a green raptor is always a win. Green dinosaurs always look more appealing to me. Oh yeah, Alan Grant does come with binoculars, but they look nice. I don't have to go over that. But it also comes with capture gear for the dino, which we'll go over a little bit later. I don't want to go too much into detail about the capture gear. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Gallimimus. Now, this is the second Mattel Gallimimus we have that has this paint job because the first one came out of Can Cretaceous. which was this figure. Already right out the bat, here's a comparison between the two. They both look nice together, but I will definitely say that this is definitely the better figure because, I don't know, the better sculpt. And this one is just got some issues, especially with that eye. He definitely looks like he's looking straight at this one. It looks funny. But yeah, that's basically after that one. Anyways, going over this looks like it would have been the same reused sculpt as the Legacy Collection running Gallimimus figure. It may look like that, but I guess this is obviously a completely different sculpt or a new sculpt, considering that it does not include that action feature. You would think this button would be an action feature, but nope, it's the scan code thing. So, this is almost a new sculpt. I'm just gonna assume, but it's definitely really nice. Really nice sculpt, and it's got all the nice details. And also the eye is painted mostly black, popping out like the beady little light capture. Just got this nice looking detail, almost matching the original Kenner figure. This one definitely is better because of the shading of the red. I like this one more. It just looks overall much more naturalistic compared to the other version. Again, going back to this one looks like it's kind of more 90s like, just popping out, but this one looks a lot better. I just like this one because it looks more naturalistic looking. It's just got all the appropriate points of articulation as you expect from the Gallimimus toy. I don't think I have to go over too much over it because, again, this is just a nice looking sculpt. I'm not sure if it's entirely new though. Like I said, it could be a repurposed sculpt, which is why I'm not going over it too much. But overall, it's just a really, really, really awesome Gallimimus toy, and it's really nice. So yeah, that's basically it for the Gallimimus. Definitely a very great toy because, of course, it wouldn't be a great toy without that Kenner-looking paint job. So now let's take a look at Ian Malcolm. And this figure was another figure that I'm excited for because I really love the aesthetic that they're going for, basically matching the original Ian Malcolm, mostly from the Lost World Jurassic Park than they do with the original Jurassic Park, considering that we already had an Ian Malcolm figure resembling the original Kenner figure, which was the Hammond Collection Ian, or just, I guess that's the only one I can ever compare it to properly. And speaking of Hammond Collection, the head sculpt looks like it's a reuse of the Hammond Collection Ian because, again, the head sculpt is so good that it doesn't have to be another differing head sculpt. It just looks almost identical to the Hammond Collection one to me. So, yeah. I don't see any difference in that head sculpt. Definitely looks the same, but obviously what's different is the body. His body is entirely a new attire, still wearing black, and he's got his fingerless gloves alongside it. Again, more reminiscent on Lost World Ian Malcolm from the Kenner toy line than in the first Jurassic Park. And he's just got this overall nice, appealing looking aesthetic that makes him look like he's ready to fight. He just looks so cool. That's all I really gotta say about this Ian Malcolm. Oh yeah, there's a Peko on the back, which fits the huge glider that he comes with, which is another thing that pays homage to Lost World Jurassic Park. With his glider, this is his glider right here, and it could be put behind him, so I can go ahead and get ready to put that behind him. And here he is with this big glider on. Basically, like I said before, more Lost World than first Jurassic Park, but just Lost World in general. It's just a really great movie with a really great toy line. So yeah, he looks really nice with this glider on. And here's the back of the glider, which comes complete with this green gas tank looking thing. I really like the way they made the translucent plastic to look really good. I mean, a green is always an appealing color for these toys, apparently. I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again, green looks great. But yeah, that's basically him with the glider on. And let me go ahead and get all the other Ian Malcolm figures to compare to in terms of Mattel. Here's the first one. As you can see, come a long way from how it looks from here. And we have the, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get Dominion Ian, which is my replacement Dominion Ian. I got a new one. Definitely looks a lot better than the last one I have. He's definitely a great looking figure. And then we have Hammond Collection Ian Malcolm, which again, like I said, the head sculpt looks similar, but it almost looks identical. That's what I'm saying. Like the head sculpt looks identical. It's just that the glasses are different. These look like a reuse of the mainline glasses from the Legacy Collection. And then, of course, we have the recently reviewed Sexy Ian Malcolm. And yeah, that's basically the difference right there. Still looks like a nice figure. So I'm going to go ahead and just place this down here. Hopefully oh yeah, he can stand up with the glider on, so that's nice. Also, he comes with his little baby Triceratops that does look like it came straight out of Kenner. Not sure if this even looks like an identical figure, but it looks really, really nice. In fact, let me see if I actually still do have something similar to that, because I figured I still had. Oh, I think I do. This is one of the baby Triceratops that came with the Dino Trackers, or at least one of the Dino Trackers. And here it is with the Mattel version. Almost the same scale. Definitely not an identical sculpt. It's definitely a different sculpt because it's obviously this is 94 and this is 23. But seriously though, looks really, really, really cute. Just seeing them both together like this. Yeah, overall, it's nicely sculpted with all little pebbles, everything sculpted in. Just looks so nicely detailed for what it is. And of course the beady eyes, all black with the little light capture going through it. It just looks really, really nice. And it's all in one paint. Also the little Jurassic Park logo's down there. I didn't notice that one. Let me get out the Raptor again to see if there's a, yep, it's also there too. Didn't notice that from there. So yeah, the baby Triceratops, that's basically it for that one. Overall, minimum paint, but still more effective because it's nicely sculpted. And also, Ian Malcolm's accessory, which is this giant weapon over here with this translucent green launcher. Again, really, really nice looking weapon. I think this is supposed to be a tranquilizer weapon. I'm not sure, but it is definitely a cool looking weapon with this nice sci-fi looking aesthetic to it. Just imagine this came out of Kenner's Aliens toy line. This looks like something out of Aliens. It actually does look kind of cool. Or Operation Aliens. Or heck, if you want to go ahead and say Chaos Effect, you could. Just overall, a very nice looking weapon. There we go. Found the button. Phil, shoot. There we go. It shot pretty far. So yeah, that's basically it for this weapon. Definitely one of my favorite weapons already. Just this one and the grapple hook launcher Alan Grant has. Both of these are really nice weapons. And of course, same with the Dr. Grant figure. Ian Malcolm comes with capture gear for the Dilophosaurus behind him. And it also comes with this little cage holder thing. Obviously, this is supposed to grab the Triceratops, carry him around. As you can see right there. So we're just going to leave that right there. And let's go ahead and look at the Dilophosaurus it comes with. This is the first Dilophosaurus toy in the Jurassic Park toy line or Jurassic World toy line to not feature a sculpted frill that comes right out. So this one's basically sculpted in, not out. So it's definitely a plus that this is a completely new sculpt, and also is a very small sculpt too. It's like almost probably the same scale as the original juvenile Dilophosaurus, I guess, or I say juvenile because the original release from Fallen Kingdom, ever since they reused the sculpt from there. It's also the same one I have for Legacy Collection from 2018, which is definitely almost, I'm gonna assume it's in the same scale as this. I don't feel like bringing it up though. But again, just overall a very, very cool toy. And in fact, it's just one of the better toys because it's one of the few Dilophosaurus toys that just doesn't have the frill out, sticking out. And it's a mainline toy, which is the reason why it's such a special Dilophosaurus. Nicely painted, no sloppiness as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't look like much. The eyes painted are very nice on there too. No issues there. Overall, I don't see any quality control issues considering there's minimum paint. And I also really love the green they're being using on here, especially this green striping going on. It definitely reminds me more of the 2K9 toy line. I really like that green going down there. I mean, of course, it doesn't look too much like the Kenner version, but I definitely like how this looks. This Dilophosaurus toy, like I think many people have already said before, just an overall really good toy. There's a scan code there as well if you want that, but I don't think that's important. And hopefully they will reuse this sculpt in the future, because when they start making more Jurassic toys, of course, they gotta reuse this sculpt because it's such a nice sculpt. It can't just be exclusive to only this Ian Malcolm Kenner set. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and get on the capture gear. So I guess this obviously pops on. Oh yeah, and the capture gear is rubberized. Very rubberized, so that they can pop on very easily. I'm gonna have to find out where these all go. There we go. Here is the Dilophosaurus with the capture gear. I meant to actually, let's just hold this one off, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the capture gear on this one too, because I forgot to do that. Here's the Gallimimus with all its capture gear on, and let's go over the capture gear on both of them because they are nicely detailed alongside each other. I mean, this one's more rubberized than the Gallimimus. The Gallimimus has more of a like combination of plastic and rubber, I guess. It's more harder than it is on the Dilophosaurus. And also the Dilophosaurus got some nice scratch details on its muzzle. Looks really cool, actually. Here's the chains going down from here. Dilophosaurus got it all attached to one sculpt. Seeing the detailing on this definitely looks really nice. Simplistic but effective. Chain down here going down on the Gallimimus' arms. And here's the chains down here. Obviously, they probably might go on like this. Not sure they're supposed to be sticking on the way they do. But, again, they're also nicely detailed as well. Really cool that we got capture gear included with these toys. But yeah, I think the Dilophosaurus definitely wins for the extra added scratches. Looks like the Dilophosaurus trying to get it off of his head, but that'd be dang near impossible considering that it can't even get anything out with his arms chained up like this. I essentially forgot to also compare these two action figures to their original Kenner counterparts, which I will go ahead and bring out those two figures. With Dr. Grant, if I could take off the vest, but here is Dr. Grant from Kenner. And like I said, the paint jobs are obviously way different. Like, the blue is definitely identical, at least from what I've seen. The hat color is almost identical, but it's really just the pants. Like I said, the pants is definitely what I wish was similar in terms of the paint scheme, because I really like the way the pants were painted in the original Kenner figure in general. But overall, they look pretty good. So that's Dr. Grant. Get him out the way. And yeah, Malcolm over here. Here's his Lost World counterpart. Of course, he comes with his green binoculars on this figure. And it's funny how Alan Grant came with the binoculars. That should have came with Ian Malcolm. I'm going to put that on him right now. Now he's basically Lost World Ian. Oh yeah, and Lost World Ian also comes with a machete. Or that seems like a machete, but it's short for it. Or maybe it's just a long knife. He doesn't come with that in the Mattel version that's paying a tribute to the Kenner version. Really cool that Mattel basically styled this Ian Malcolm after Lost World Ian, because let's just be real, this is the best Ian figure for me personally. Just definitely like the aesthetic of this one more than the first Kenner toy line. This is the second Kenner version, but I really like this one. So that's basically for comparison of those two figures. Just overall, these figure sets are so dang amazing. Well, you want to know what's also more amazing? Gonna go ahead and get it out because this is the next figure that I've been waiting to get. I'm gonna probably need some more room for this one. Oh shoot, there we go. Not sure how this is gonna work, but I'm gonna just put it right above this box, all over the table. But here is the 93 electronic real feel red Tyrannosaurus Rex. It is here. I am literally stretching because I am far away trying to figure out how to do this, how to set this up. Holy crap, this looks so dang good. Have it finally in person. I have not even felt the skin yet. I am waiting to feel the skin. But here is the electronic red Rex as alongside. I mean, just, oh my goodness. Been wanting a red Rex for a long time from Mattel. Or at least I wanted to have a red Rex. At least either customized or whatever. But we finally reached this point. We are finally here and we got it. Mattel delivered on it and it looks glorious. So we're back at it with the open package this time, like the Track and Explore truck from before. And of course you get a okay, don't mind that. I was opening boxes earlier just to get our figures. This is gonna take a while, but it'll be all worth it at the end. I'm really just so excited to look at this. But again, we're at the open box, looking really cool. Just I am yet to feel the dang skin. But you get the action feature demonstration up there and the Jurassic Park logo, everything looking really nice. Almost a replica of the 90s. Get the same thing, and then we get that at the back. This looks really cool. Just seeing what it can do. I do wish the background wasn't so blurry, but of course I don't think they could be able to properly recreate the original 90s aesthetic, but it still looks really cool regardless. I mean, everything still looks identical to the 90s toy line. It's just the background would be a glaring difference, but it doesn't really matter too much. It just looks overall so freaking cool. I really love this. So that's basically it for the package on this Rex. Let's go ahead and get this big girl out there. You know what? I'm going to do it off camera. Okay, here is the red Rex out of the package. This is so cool. It's so dang nice. Look at her. She's so magnificent. Such a great looking Tyrannosaurus toy, and the detailing from here, just from like a distance, it's popping out so good. Just even feeling the skin. I mean, this is obviously harder plastic, but feeling the skin, it was really, really, really nice feeling skin. It's like it feels a little durable, but it also feels a little like I'm not sure what word to put it, but it does feel pretty dang nice. And I also really love the proportions on this toy. The proportions are so nice on this toy. Let's go ahead and take a look at that red Rex head sculpt. Oh my god. Just look at that. Easily identified as a T-Rex for Jurassic Park. Just overall looks really nice. I don't think this looks like it's a reuse of a different head. It just looks like they basically just amplified it to look way more menacing. I mean, it's just still a T-Rex from Jurassic Park, but it just looks so much better. Like, I really love this head sculpt so much. The T-Rex head sculpts from Mattel always look so dang cool, but this is obviously one of their best ones. Right off the bat, I really love the way this head sculpt is. Just the overall detailing. I think I do see some scratches here and there, but overall, just looks so, so nice. So menacing. She looks so great. And of course, it continues down from the lower jaw. Wow, it just looks so good. Really, really love this. Just the detailing pops right out of it, even if it's softer plastic or skin, rubber, whatever, not plastic, rubber. Because the legs and the head are the only things that are harder rubber, while the arms are softer plastic, or I guess they are. They're almost rubbery. But overall, again, the detailing, as you expect for every Mattel Tyrannosaurus, they just look so good. They cram in so much to make it the best toy they could make. And the paint job, also the paint job is so freaking nice. Really love the vibrant red they chose. And also really love the green or the underside, like the yellowish green underside they use. Just looks so, so good. I wish they continued it on and like continued on over here, but I guess this looks just fine the way it is. Also, detailing down here on the feet. Same big, humongous feet that look so good. I'm assuming they definitely did have that little mistake where it's like one leg has a different foot and the other one has more detailed foot with the scoots. So the scoots are definitely different on each one. Yeah, I guess that is an issue that people did take in consideration, but I honestly didn't care because it still looks nice. Just overall looks so good. Detailing down here, there's a sound box and the steam line. The steam line where you can open up to get your figures out when you eat it and it swallows. And that's another thing that's so cool about this figure is that it has a swallowing feature and it also does it way better than the Thrash and Devour T-Rex, which we will go in comparison a little bit. But again, just oh my god, even the lighting capturing on the lightness. Look at this. It looks so good. Easily one of the best T-Rex toys. Just for the proportions alone, I really love this. And the head sculpt and everything. Even opening the mouth. That narrow hole down there, seeing that you can swallow figures. It's also nicely sculpted on the top and bottom. Also, the tongue is also textured too, just like a T-Rex toy should be. And the teeth are separately sculpted in, or at least they're separate pieces put together. That's another reason why it's so good looking. Just, wow. Really love this. I just love it from this side more. This side, I love it from here. Just look how menacing that T-Rex looks. Even the front. The front. Yes, there you go. It's not as bulky or distracting as the Thrash and Devour Rex. Doesn't look like a bulldog. It looks so freaking menacing. It looks just like a T-Rex from Jurassic Park as it should. It just looks so nice. Just look. I can't stop gushing about this. Look at this. It's so cool. Such a great freaking toy. So I had two, or actually three T-Rexes to compare it with. I actually had that freaking T-Rex right there. I didn't even notice. But here is the epic, no, not epic, the extreme chomping T-Rex. And this is the same one from the Explorer set, which is still previously one of my favorite T-Rex toys to compare it with. Again, size is smaller, but at the same time, you can definitely tell that there is obviously a difference in how it's supposed to look. I still think this T-Rex is pretty cool, though. And the head sculpt is also pretty nice. Definitely matches a Jurassic Park T-Rex. And then here's another T-Rex toy that I like, which should be in the same scale, which is the Stomp and Escape Tyrannosaurus Rex, which now really just looks a little different every time I get a new T-Rex. As you can see, the head sculpt is supposed to look like a T-Rex from Jurassic Park, but it just feels like it just keeps changing every time I get a new figure. I love the paint job on this toy. But yeah, you can see that there's a difference right there. And also, let me go ahead, set that right there, and go ahead and compare it with the figure that I don't even own in the collection because it's my little brother's. And it's like I said, the one thing that this T-Rex gets right and this T-Rex gets wrong is the way the head look. And this is the Thrash and Devour T-Rex in Jurassic World Dominion. Obviously, one of my least favorite T-Rexes, despite its incredible detail and the head sculpt in general from the side profile, it just looks incredibly hilarious from the front. Oh my goodness, like, just, you can definitely see how this looks compared to the other. This looks so hilarious. This T-Rex looks good. This one looks comical. Because again, if I can open the mouth on both and go ahead. Oh my freaking goodness. I'm literally trying to stretch my way through. But man, you can definitely see how hilarious this looks. But again, this T-Rex looks so damn nice. Such a blessing to own this T-Rex. And also the articulation and everything from the jawline over here. This is just another win. Basically, like the extreme damage T-Rex from the previous that has that type of feature. Go ahead and move these dinos out the way to give this more room. Seriously though, it's such a nice freaking toy. I don't really have any other issues with this toy. I don't even have an issue with the little scoots and everything. And I sure as heck don't also have an issue with the scan code thing being on its leg right here, which you can open up. See the scan code right there. I don't have that problem because I can almost not see it. I can see the seam line sometimes, but I can almost not tell if it's always there. Such a cool toy. Just looking at it from every angle, this is exactly what I wanted for years when Mattel had this dang toy line announced. It's like, it would have been cool if they had a Red Rex someday. And now we have a new Red Rex, and it's just everything I wanted in a Jurassic Park toy for the modern generation. Definitely a recommendation. I freaking love this T-Rex toy so much. Every angle I just put it in, especially on this side. Such a lovely figure, and it goes really good with every other figure in the toy line. Just, yeah, if there's any T-Rex, like I could just put number one already. This is number one. I mean, yes, I love the Extreme Chopping T-Rex. Still one of my favorite T-Rex, but now it's bumped to number 2. And this T-Rex here could be like number 3 or 4, maybe. But nah, this T-Rex here is peak right here, just number 1. Without a doubt, no questioning, it's just unbeatable. Also, before I end this video off, I want to also try out the action feature where it is supposed to swallow. Let's go ahead and put sexy Ian Malcolm inside the mouth. See how much he would slide it. Oh, it look like he's gonna slide right in there. Oh, he slid right in there. See if we can try to get him out from here. Looks like I can. If I can be able to. Because this thing was only supposed to swallow like smaller dinos and such. But I can definitely go in there and try with a little effort to go get him out. And hopefully I don't break his detachable arms off in the process. Oh, never mind, I did. Well, Ibaka's gonna have a little bit of a problem. Almost there. Got him. There we go. Yep, I got him out. Breaking off his detachable arm in the process. But yeah, the action feature definitely does work seamlessly. But fair warning, you might want to try a different figure than the one that I tried. I was just having too much fun. Of course, other than the swallowing action feature, I did forget that this obviously has some sound effects alongside it. So of course, much like the counter version, you would press a button right here that would activate the sound effects. So this should be interesting, of course, because it activates a few different sound effects. And from the videos I've seen, they're quite interesting. So gotta figure out where they go. This one right here. Okay, that was already the second roar that I heard, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that that sounds like a graboid a little bit, but I'll get back to that. So it definitely have 3 T-Rex roars, and then one of them sounding more like a graboid. I mean, I don't know what sound effect that is actually, but it just reminds me of the graboid sound effect, at least I guess from the second movie. Maybe it is the second film, Tremors 2 Aftershocks. I don't know. That's just me. That's how I feel about the Rex noises. They're definitely a lot more deeper than I expected. I kind of wish they went and used higher pitched T-Rex noises so that way this would make sense. I mean, but deeper sounding noises considering that it's another old dino in general, since it's 30 years old. I guess that could be another reason why the sound effects are so deep. But at the same time, they're really nice overall. Alrighty, that's going to be it for the first wave of the 93 Classic Collection, the Electronic Real Feel Tyrannosaurus Rex, Tactical Claw Island Grant, and Glider Ian Malcolm. Like, this so dang good. All 3 of these figures, definitely worth the recommendation. Even though they're very pricey right now, but even at that, definitely worth the money, definitely worth the price of admission, everything. It's just so dang nice, especially to own a Red Rex for such a long time, and the aesthetic that it's in right now, even the size too, everything. It's so dang nice. Finally got the whole first wave completed, and it's just, that's all I gotta really say. Overall, very freaking nice sets. Definitely a recommendation for any Jurassic Park fan out there. Can't wait for more to come out of this lineup. But of course, like I said before, taking a break, easing it down. Don't want to be too much. Don't want to be spending any more. But just want to go ahead and just say that. And I'm finally completed with the 93 collection so far. And I can't wait to see more in this toy line coming out someday. That is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll be seeing you guys later. Also, tune into my second channel for Aliens toy reviews coming in.